What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood back with another exciting review. Today's review is going to be of this More Action Collectibles David Mack's Kabuki, and I believe the figure itself is of Kabuki. I have done, and before we start, this is the Doppelganger version. I have another Kabuki figure. I think it's of Akemi. It might be of, I think it's of Akemi. But anyway, I don't know why these figures fascinate me. As you can see, there are a ton of accessories. The figure is not going to have too much articulation, we can tell right off the bat. But the accessories are the cool part. And after I got this figure, I did look up the regular and the war-torn version. I believe they come with the same accessories, but they are in a different display, or displacement rather, within the plastic prison. And the figure itself has slight differences, such as blood stains on the war-torn and no tattoo on the regular. Also, when I was looking for those two to see, if they existed or if it was just in my mind, there's yet another Kabuki figure. I can't remember who makes it right now, but that one might be the most expensive one of all, which is like $50. I think eventually I'm going to get all of these figures, and I want to read the comic, but I have not purchased the graphic novel off of Amazon yet because I haven't come across the initial volume. I just see all the other volumes, but not that, and obviously I want to start from the beginning. I don't know if that matters in the case of this because I don't know much about it, but anyway, again, this is a figure called Kabuki from a comic called Kabuki. There is a barcode from you, and we're going to see what year this came out. This came out in the year 2000. So I was either I had to have been in 6th or 7th grade. So, depending on when it came out. So yeah, this is an old figure, and that's why we're retro reviewing it. And I'm going to bust her out of our plastic prison. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, so we're back. Kabuki Doppelganger version is out of her plastic prison. As you can see, there are a bunch of accessories that came with this figure. You saw that in the packaging. Let me back this up some so you can see them all. So yeah, I'm going to just pull this back because I'd rather have her closer. Let's start with the base. I was going to put it together as soon as I took her out the packaging, but I noticed how it assembles. And I figured I wanted to go over that so you could see that there's zero confusion on which way the lettering on the I'm guessing a headstone or something is facing. It faces towards the part that says her name, Kabuki, or the name of the comic. And there are peg holes there. She has peg holes on the bottom of her feet. I'm going to just see how snug they are. And if they're snug, I'm going to just... boom, she goes on there. I'm going to leave her on there for now. Let's go over her other accessories. She has these two pistols. I don't know what caliber they are. I don't know what brand, what model, anything. They're just pistols. I'm assuming 9mm. I could be wrong. I could be right. But they're both the same. Silver with a little bit of black painting on the handles. I'm going to see if it fits in her hand or how it fits in her hand. So she has two hands. Actually, matter of fact, I'm going to leave her alone. I'm going to pick up this possible trigger finger hand that's separate from the figure. I'm going to put it in there. And yeah, it holds it. It holds it. And I think that is the same hand that's already on her left hand. Yeah, I just figured I'd do it this way. So because we have that, and I don't know how I didn't notice the extra hands, I'm going to try. It doesn't want to budge. I'm not going to force it without some heat. So we are not going to see the hand exchange today, but she does have two pairs of hands. One is like a gripping, the other one are like trigger fingers. This is her left gripping hand. The left hand she comes into the package has a trigger finger. And the right hand she comes in the package has the right gripping hand. So that is for her weapons, like this. This is, I'm assuming, a katana. I could be wrong in that assumption, but I want to say it is, and it goes into the hand pretty well. Unfortunately, we just will not see. Well, actually, all right. Let's go over this. Let's go over this katana first. The handle is green with little dots, and I'm assuming symbols on it, but they're too small to make out. So they look like they would have a meaning because of the placement. They're not even. They're not uniform. But that green looks amazing, and it has texture to it. The whole thing has texture to it. And then you see throughout the blade, there are these lines on either side. I don't know how that would affect the structure of an actual blade, but we're going to put this in her right hand so we can see how it is on her body with her holding it. I think she looks pretty cool, and it's slightly bent, but that can be fixed with some heat. What other weapons we have? We have a single nunchuck. And I don't know if nunchucks are a weapon that you would just have one of, or if Ninja Turtles has spoiled me thinking that you have two, because I believe Michelangelo has two, but it could just be a weapon that's meant for one. We also have this crescent blade on a string or a chain, and it's an actual chain, metal chain. And then there is a single one that does not have the chain. And they are, I want to say, the exact same sculpt and everything. It's just the one with the chain has a little hole inserted so that it can have this chain. But they're, again, silver with green and gold coloring. The green isn't uniform throughout the two, which is fine. And again, I don't know if she would wield these separately or if they are the same weapon with just a chain. And then we have us a grappling hook for the time she is inspired by Batman. And this is on just like a regular rope. It's plastic, soft plastic. These points aren't sharp. I don't know how well it would work for, you can't see what I'm going to actually, I think it would do a pretty good job of allowing her to scale something. I was just pulling the stage more or less. And then finally, for accessories, we have this, I want to say No mask, N-O-H, I could be wrong. And it has like 3 little crescent things on the forehead, or maybe that's supposed to be hair hanging down. But on the left cheek, well, the right cheek, but the left cheek on the camera, there is a teardrop. So if she's anything like the gangsters in rap, she's caught a body. And I think that goes without saying, and it fits on her perfectly. I'm going to take her for base, and I'm going to wiggle her around. Mask stays on. I plucked it off. But yeah, it looks good. It's sculpted really well to fit that face. So let's go over her. I'm gonna keep the sword in her hand for now. So you can see her face. She has on purple eyeshadow. Looks like she's got some other eye makeup under and above her eyes, and she's got dark red lips. She's got a tattoo over her chest and her left shoulder. It also goes around to her back. It is very nice. It's a dragon. Looks like some clouds. Mine has a little bit of blemishes on her outfit, but she has a rising sun, a little motif going on. This belt is sculpted on to her torso, so this is one solid torso piece. So a lot of paint here. Her arms, she has these purplish sleeves. I don't know. And this left hand looks like it will come out, but I'm going to keep it in there. I don't know what these sleeves do. I don't know if it's just a fashion thing. I don't know if it's, for defense. I don't know anything about the character, honestly. Then she has gauntlets start at her, basically just under her elbow, and these sleeves go all the way to cover her hand. Black gloves. Again, trigger finger on that left hand is where she comes standard. Gripping hand on that right hand. Lots of little detail here, lots of texture. Sculpt is good, and sculpt is good. She's stuck in this pre-pose position, but we'll see how well her articulation in those legs, I said slags, in those legs work. And then she's got thigh-high boots, assuming leather. They're heeled. So yeah, other than some spots where it's white paint, and mine is a little bit blemished, she looks good. And then here, even on the back in the red, there's some black and some fading. The green looks good. I think she looks good, and she has a number on her foot. I don't know if that's just like how you would have anything, and then the manufacturer information is there. So let's go over her articulation. This may be hard. You may not get a fair representation of it because she might be stiff. So it looks like her head should rotate. I don't think it will. I'm not going to mess with her head. I'm not. She needs some heat. I'm not going to do that right now. Her arms rotate 360 at the shoulder. Again, there is a little bit of predisposition in the sculpting, so they're always going to be at like a little angle, but there is nothing impeding you from rotating them. No elbow coverage. The wrists rotate. There are no hinges. This one's a little stiff, so I'm going to leave it alone. I keep saying that. Move her arms out of the way. I don't know if you remember with the Conehead figures, but chances are these legs are not going to give us any movement without a little heat. That left leg is a no. The right leg is a no. We're going to leave it. She does have knees, which I did not see until I took her out of the packaging. That's all you get from the knees. But still, it's there. Nothing below that knee. No ankle, no foot, no toe, anything. So that's all her articulation. And the box might even said how many points of articulation was. But I've thrown the box in the recycling bin, and I'm not going to get up to get it. She is, in terms of height, it looks like to be 5 7/4. 5 7/4. Wow, that's the American educational system for you. 5 3/4. I mean, 7/4 is a thing. It's just, wouldn't that have been, in that case, 6 3/4? But anyway, she looks good. I don't know why I picked her up. Normally, if I do her height, I get a comparison. Let me get her accessories out of the way so we can bring in the review crew. And of all these accessories, which one do you think is the coolest? Let me know in the comments. I like the mask, and I like this tombstone thing. I don't know if it's a tombstone, but it looks like it could be a tombstone. In any event, let's bring in the review crew, which she is definitely going to be shorter than our ladies Andra and Vixen. Definitely smaller. And again, she's supposed to be, I would say a 5-inch figure, but she's tall. What did we say her height was again? Almost 6 inches. So that's pretty cool. So she is shorter than these two ladies. Let's just go and bring in the big boys, get that over with. And she is shorter than Roadblock, which is a given. And she's definitely shorter than Titus. And she almost comes to their shoulders. So I'm a tall person. I'm not as tall as Titus. Well, I think he's like 6'6", 6'7". I'm not as tall as him. But there are plenty of people who don't come to my shoulders. So there are shorter people in the world. Here is Lucio, who, if he did not have one of those little skates, he'd probably be shorter. He's slightly taller than her. And here is Devin, who is also slightly taller than her. So she fits in a 6 foot or 6 inch action figure world. She's just A, not dynamic with posing, which is fine. And B, she's not super tall. But if I were to compare her to like a 5-inch figure, that would have been more, I guess maybe in 2000 they might have been phasing out. I kind of missed when Marvel Legends first dropped. Like I got some of the first wave, but I didn't know it was a thing. I never got any the Spider-Man Legends or X-Men Legends or whatever. So here she is with John Jones and Killmonger, shorter than both. And for our final size comparison in the review crew, here is Winston Zeddemore, who she is about the same height, maybe taller. And Lando Calrissian, Donald Glover Lando. And again, she's about the same height, maybe taller than both of them. So I mentioned 5-inch figures. I'm just going to reach in and grab a 5-inch figure since it's right here. I'm going to get GW Bridge. So she's way taller than him. She's a head taller than him. So there's that. He doesn't want to stand. He stood and then I knocked him down. But then let's compare her. I can't speak. Let's compare her to a Spawn. See, she's about the same height as Spawn. So she would fit in these larger figures. And there's nothing wrong with being a 5-inch action figure. There's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with you except for the things that are, which I'm pretty sure you're working on because you are a smart individual and you love yourself. Anyway, folks, like, comment, and subscribe. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. I need the engagement. I need the subscribers. I need people here to support me. And also, action figures speak louder than words.